Hey!
Seinfuck.
Ho hum, another week. Ho hum.
Ho hum, it's such a long week. It's the start of a long week.
I was on vacation.
You were on vacation?
You were on vacation
Yeah, I just got on vacation.
in January. At the end of
overworked.
January.
It was overwork. Right?
Okay.
I just pulled through the holidays. That's my peak season.
That's fair.
It's the season where he peaks the most, ladies and gentlemen.
Peak Harper.
The dead eyes that Harper is giving me right now.
Spent a lot of time contemplating, a lot of time ruminating, a lot of time jerking off. And I'll guess probably 6 to 8 hours total.
6 to 8 nuts a day? That's pretty impressive.
Wow.
Yeah, that's all right.
I wish I could have those numbers again.
You got to bump them up if you want to be a professional donor like myself. If you want to get paid to do it.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, $75 a pop.
It's cheap, all right?
It's not a day. Honestly, I'd do it.
Look what you're getting, ladies.
Ladies, a strong masculine figure.
Yeah, you're like,
real
I went
beak.
to Cal State Fullerton, so get ready.
Yeah, it's looking up for me. I spent the last week and a half probably playing PlayStation 2 games. I'm thinking about starting a challenge. Wondering if you guys would be interested in doing a challenge with me.
What's the challenge?
The challenge is to live as though the year was 2004. Means no social media outside of Facebook. Or was Facebook 05 or 06? I can't remember.
It's
No,
MySpace.
you're thinking,
MySpace.
I think, like early days MySpace, and then like Colin Powell, the Secretary of State.
Yeah. We'll say no social media. You can only text your friends.
No, you got MSN Messenger and maybe like AOL something.
But if you do text your friends, it has to be on like the 9 key,
No.
like press
Yeah.
9 4 times to get a Z.
No. What it is that you have a GeoCities website and you have to.
Ooh.
That's good. A little dig. You can't play any new video games or consume any new media. Nothing past 2004. Do it for, I don't know, a week.
Harper, I think you're misunderstanding how well this would fix me as a person.
It's doing all right, right? Well,
No
let's see if it
social
does.
media?
For a week. Just 1 week. Just 1 week where you're not listening to Redditors tell you how you're solving your problems wrong. And 1 week where you're not jerking off to women on Instagram with fake tits strapped to their back.
Oh, hold on. Are you making sure like everyone is playing like a Leisure Larry game? Is that what's happening?
Leisure Suit Larry only. if you're gonna jerk
Leisure
off.
Suit Larry is your only opportunity to
there's
jerk
another
off.
good. There's
Yeah.
another great point there. You can only jerk it to vintage porn, and
Oh.
2000s porn is vintage at this point.
Yeah, well, either vintage porn or the porn has to be a single image that takes 20 minutes to load.
If you think something is sweet or cool, you can only respond with words like rad or sick.
Radical.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Sick.
so sick, dude.
Dude,
Sick.
that's sick.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to like receive. Like, I had a friend who used to, for money on the playground, use his parents' printer to like print out like images of naked women and then just distribute them on.
Ladies
the
and
playground.
gentlemen, that is an entrepreneur.
Yeah, and my favorite is he once did like someone was like, I just want to see Bush, and apparently just got a really like up close photo of a vagina and just printed that on a full sheet of paper and then folded it up and gave it to the person. That is how you make money in 2003. You're like, that's how I fund my Pokemon addiction.
Malcolm, you ever walk around in the woods and find like porno mag stashed away under a log? Vancouver just seems like that kind of place to me.
No, I never found it. Like, we had some wooded areas where I grew up, like in like Diefenfield
But you
Park.
never found porn or anything.
But I never found porn. Maybe it's because I was with my grandfather or something. Maybe like he found it.
he grabbed it first for himself.
Yeah, he was
This
just
is
like,
just a Midwest
someone's a new addition to the
A
collection.
new addition to my collection.
Yeah, but I never found it. It was one of those things where I like would have liked to have had a memory that I did that, but just not the case. I don't know. Did you find it? Did you find it in the desert? Because I mean, you grew up in the
Yeah,
desert.
No, this is a
Fuck yeah.
Midwestern thing.
Was there like
exclusively.
porn under a cactus? Were
It's
you like,
something
"Oh."
I hear a lot of people from like Wisconsin and Michigan talking about is going around walking in the woods and finding Playboys stashed away
Well, they're a little bit more repressed. You know, they could only really jerk off in the woods.
That or they bought it and stashed it there, and that's their like only excuse when their parents find out.
I think I've talked about this, but there was a channel in Canada which was called Showcase, and on Friday nights at like 9:00, it was always on the Eastern feed, but I was like on the West Coast growing up, and they would just start playing like TV shows that were like highly pornographic in nature. It would be like these documentaries about like whatever. Like one I think was called like Kink, and then there was another about like the making of Debbie Does Dallas, and then there was just like other stuff in that realm. So you would kind of get
your father's favorite porno. Yes.
Yeah, that's how I discovered that later. I'd seen the show, and then horrified, I opened a drawer once. He's like, "Get me this," and then I found a big box of Viagra and then a copy of that movie on DVD.
God bless. God bless. Pour one out for a real one, ladies and gentlemen.
At least he liked the original. He's talking about vintage. That was
yeah. Your dad was the type to leave stuff under logs, I'm sure.
I hear the kids have ED these days. I hear the Zoomers have ED.
Too many microplastics. I don't even think it's that. I think it's specifically that more people had ED. Just fewer people were willing to admit that.
No, that's crazy.
Well, more people are drugged up, and then also it's like, how can I get hard on if I'm not looking at 6 screens at once, right? Like I need them all, right?
He's
I need
blaming it on
I
grades.
need my porno panopticon, guys. I need all the angles.
Yeah, like I need straight, gay, trans, hentai, 3D Marge Simpson. I need
Oh no.
I need something just on Reddit. I need
See, so Malcolm, if you had a porno panopticon, what would you have? With something, not because this is a burning question of Harper's and mine that we've had for.
Why'd you put me on that?
You're more obsessed about it than I am.
No, I'm not.
About what fetishes Malcolm has?
I know there's something wrong with him. I don't know what it is.
I'm pretty straight-laced dude, all right?
Straight lace, yeah, like Nazi lace. I want to
No,
know.
I'm not Nazi.
So he's into bondage. He's straight laced.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
No.
I honestly, bondage is too vanilla for whatever the fuck Malcolm's into.
I agree. He's not willing to tell us, and I understand.
I will confirm no feet. It's not a feet thing. I've been very clear.
He's
on
very
that.
clear on that. He said that every time we've asked.
He
him.
doesn't
It's not
like
feet,
clear
it's not
shoes
armpits.
as well.
No
Who knows?
Dorothy from Oz, nothing like that. I don't want.
She had ruby slippers. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm gonna start chasing
Cinderella.
down your ex-girlfriends and asking them what's wrong with you. One of them will tell me. All right.
Yeah.
The Panopticon thing is different.
My girlfriend has recently started calling me King, and it's been making me uncomfortable in bed.
Please tell me you're wearing kente cloth.
Look, I know why she calls you
Yeah.
that. All right. It has
Yeah.
to do with your most viewed category. That's why.
Sure thing, King. I'm gonna start doing that, Malcolm. I'm sorry. It's gonna be
No,
really
it's
funny
fair.
too.
It's a fair. I opened it up.
Would you rather her call you daddy? Is that better for you?
She also calls me that, but she mixes it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do not like the daddy thing. It makes me exceedingly
don't-
uncomfortable. If you want to
I'd
kill
rather-
my boner, call me daddy. I have a very good relationship with my father, so it's not that.
I don't like it either.
My dad's been dead for a while, but but I loved him. So
He took the mantle, ladies and gentlemen. He proudly wears that mantle.
I don't think you should.
Oh, I hate it.
It's just a thing that I'm not the most comfortable. I'm more into King than I am into Daddy.
That's weird too. It's weird that you like that.
Well, what do you want to be? What would you like to be called?
Is Malcolm.
Oh, Milka. Yeah, do you want that? Like, do you want your full name?
I want her to whisper the entire Arthas, my son intro crawl. into my
From
ear.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
exactly.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Except she
And
replaces
then-
Arthas with my name.
And then
And-
Harper and I can
yeah.
reenact the Lights Hope Chapel.
Lights Hope
speech.
Chapel. While we Eiffel Tower.
Wow, yeah,
Yes.
Eiffel Tower, somebody, yes.
That's great. Take him before the chapel.
No, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. No, I figured you wouldn't because you're a pussy like that.
I'm not cool like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you stopped being cool around the time you started having sex with women. I think it really, there's something about that whole thing about succubuses draining your vril and your life force, and I think
There's
it's
some
true.
truth to it.
No, I think it's all true, and I think that they sucked you dry, whatever is left of that.
I am a hollow husk. It might not be their fault, but it's what I am.
I don't think there was much to begin with when they started. We'll find out. Malcolm, I don't know. Malcolm, I think just like sometimes I don't think Malcolm was born. I think he was like hatched. You know what I mean? I think Malcolm might have crawled out a big egg.
I think he was sculpted in the clay of the earth by Zeus himself.
You know the Krabby Patty machine when they go corporate, it spits out the gray goo and it gets like pressed and formed into a patty. That's like
that's horrible.
Yeah, well, I can't picture you being a baby.
He just looks very unique, though. That's hard to.
I can't picture him being a baby or a kid or a teenager. It just looks like he must have looked like this forever to me.
I have looked different in different iterations. So,
and I just look like fucking Kieran Culkin.
That's true. That is very true. You're about to win an Oscar. It's going to be fantastic for your
You look
life.
like a lot of people, Robert. And Kieran Culkin is not one of them, in my opinion. You do look a lot, like suspiciously a lot, like Vladimir Putin when he was a kid. Maybe
We've talked about it.
We've also talked about the Kieran Culkin thing, but it comes up every fucking episode.
It's Malcolm's little obsession. He's that one screen cap of Succession that you shared does look particularly like me.
Well, because I shared in a group, like in our Discord, I shared a screenshot where it's Kieran Culkin in Succession, and he just goes, "I could use one of those fucking cold beers," which is a classic Robert line.
Yes.
Robert's always looking for a cold beer, and it's just the hair, the finger point. It works. We'll
I'm
share
going
it
to
on
abandon the
on
facade of good cheer if you don't fucking
media.
mind, actually, because I came into this kind of frustrated. It wasn't any of your guys' fault. It's been a hectic. It's been a hectic couple weeks,
ahead.
you know. So I'm going to bitch about everything without basis and without any actual opinion of my own. And I'll start with Succession. What a dog shit show. I'm sorry. I gave it a shot.
Wrong.
No, you're wrong. I gave it a shot. It's boring. It's written bad, and the angles
really
don't inspire me at all. It's just these characters that have no like fiber to them beyond being like sarcastic all the fucking time, and it's so hard for me to watch people being sarcastic for an hour straight.
That's a fair thing, but at the end of the day, you're not actually supposed to like them as characters. They're supposed to be compelling.
Oh my God, but they're not compelling because they're not sincere ever. So how am I supposed to relate to people who have no actual sentimentality? I have sentimentality.
You're supposed to root for their downfall. Like they're bad.
Some of you guys are real sick. You know that. This is what you find entertaining is rooting on other people's downfall. This is why the world's in the goddamn state it's in. Okay.
Yeah.
And
then
it starts at shows
Williams.
like this. It doesn't start at the bottom, right? It starts at the top and trickles down because these calloused assholes in writers' rooms are just like, and then what if he called her like Birdlagan? That would be really funny because she looks so shitty. And they just go on and on and on with this fucking bullshit. And there hasn't been a single heartwarming piece of media in the last 20 years. You name one piece of media that warmed your heart. Genuinely.
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso is kind of
other than fucking Ted Lasso,
Shrinking.
other than Shoresy. All right,
Shrinking.
What the fuck is that?
That's the Jason Segel, Harrison Ford show on Apple.
Apple TV.
Apple fucking TV. You gotta
Ted Lasso's
go to
on
get
Apple
this shit.
TV. You fuck.
Apple
you
TV,
hypocrite.
You gotta go to. Well, everyone's seen Ted Lasso, and maybe a third of them have seen it legally.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair.
That's also
fair.
very true.
But also like what is it? Abbott Elementary. That's also very sincere.
The fuck is that?
It's
You guys are just
an
making
ABC
shit
show
up now. What the fuck is Abbott Elementary?
That's a very popular show. I'm actually surprised you've never heard of that.
It's very popular. The Grand Sandwich. It's very popular.
He's very
good. What are you talking about?
I
It's
never
won multiple
fucking heard of this.
Emmys.
No one I know talks about it. I don't give a shit.
There might be a specific reason why no one talks about it.
Yeah, maybe this is why you haven't seen.
No, it's because it's a mostly black cast.
He's losing his mind because he could be enjoying positive television right now, but he's not. And I didn't even say the most positive show on television, which is Bluey, a show that everyone seems to love.
You
That's a
cannot
kid show.
break out Bluey, the
kid show.
fucking kids show with like the gay dads or
You
whatnot.
look like when you recommend someone Bluey, you look like a brony. You know that everyone.
That's
who
true.
does
That
it
is
looks
fair.
like a
I haven't
brony.
watched it. I just know the parents of my life. They're like, at least this isn't terrible.
If I sat in a bar somewhere and someone was just like, you know what's a show you really need to get into?
Bluey, man. Sometimes you see the way that cartoon dog looks at their kids, you just know something fucked up's going on behind the scenes.
Jesus
In
Christ.
that writer's room, they're like, let's have an abortion. You know, the stillborn child and the yellow dog's all despondent, and the blue dog's like, I'm here for you, babe, because what else can he do? He's just a dog in a dog-eat-dog world.
You watch a lot of, you listen to a little too much AM radio, and I think that does a lot for your
I
comedy,
don't
Harper.
listen to
Yeah,
any
this
AM radio. I don't
Even
listen
though-
to any FM radio.
Back in
I'm
the day.
avoiding as
Back
much
in the day.
actual media as I can. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Is that the bubble that I am in is only pervaded by the best of the best that I would personally go out of my way to see, okay? Things
Okay, what is
are-
that? I'm actually curious. What is that?
Things from 20 years ago.
Oh.
If it's any newer than that, I struggle to give a shit. I really do.
Mm.
Because everything is so calloused and detached these days, and the writers don't understand the fundamentals of storytelling, and it shows.
Yeah,
Everything's
that's-
written by committee or rewritten by the
Yeah.
studio, and everything's got to have ad breaks and advertisements and cooked in, baked in, sponsored shots. And I just watched them detached already. It's hard enough to fucking get into most of this bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But then you have to sit there and watch the Coca-Cola can in the guy's hand label out facing the screen. And you're just like, they got paid $25,000 just for that shot.
I will say one show that I think is bucking its trends and is like been very engaging every episode, especially now that it's back. It's like really shows that it's such a strong vision. Is Severance? I think Severance is the
Severance
best show
is
on
good, yeah.
TV. I think that show has shown
We got
that
there,
like,
ladies and gentlemen. Harper agreed. A show is good.
I've been telling you about Severance since like last year, you fucking asshole. You haven't seen it.
I'm giving you crap.
You
and
haven't
no, I haven't
seen it.
seen it.
you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. It's
I
so
know,
good.
I know.
It's
I
the
know.
best show on TV.
It's the best show on Apple TV because that's the only place you can fucking watch it.
We need more Severances and less, whatever.
Less Chicago Fire.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything by Dick Wolf, I think we can safely bury. I'm sorry.
Anything by Dick Wolf and Alex Kurtz. I think we should just fire Alex Kurtzman into the sun. He just wrote the most dog shit Star Trek. You remember Tim
were you talking
Robinson's
about Section 13?
Section
That shit was
31 or whatever.
ass.
Yeah, it's ass. And you hear new Trek friends trying to be like, oh, it's pretty good. It's like
Well, it's like the first two seasons of Discovery, not realizing the first two seasons of Discovery were also ass.
That wasn't good. This isn't a good standard for your television shows. This is not something you should be like, oh, well, that was a lot like the shit that I took in the morning. It should be like, it drives me nuts because you hear people talk about new Star Trek like it's as good as old Star Trek sometimes. But I got news, pal. You didn't watch the original one if you think this one was good Star Trek, right? Because they're not saving any like subspecies from extinction, or they're not solving complex political problems from orbit, and they're not sending away teams to like gauge the suffering of a despondent race that's afflicted with a deadly ailment. That's Star Trek. If you think that's boring, you don't like Star Trek.
Yeah.
And Alex Kurtzman, I know you don't like Star Trek.
Well, I think is a fundamental bit about, Star Trek. New Trek, as a lot of people say, it is that they fundamentally don't want it to be Star Trek. They want it to be Star Wars or, if you're lucky, maybe Farscape.
New Star Wars blows ass. There's another thing. Marvel is only liked at this point.
Andor's good.
What
I
is?
want to say that.
Andor?
It does the same.
It's hardly about Star Wars, really, though. Andor.
Star Trek and Star Wars are very similar right now. Is that they have like one series to each of them, and like with little hidden gem episodes, like kind of nestled in, of like this is kind of good, or this is only good because this is a prestige show that was written in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, well, that's bad though. the prestige television shows written in universe thing, I think is too much at this point too, right? Because
it's a thing.
have you tried to watch like the Book of Boba Fett?
It's bad. It's bad.
They made him some old guy. Right?
I mean, it's not even like that's not a prestige show. If that's what you're trying to say, what that is.
No, I'm just saying
that is new Star Wars to the T.
It's bad, and there's not a lot of fixing it at this point. Marvel is only liked at this point because a Chinese company made a great Overwatch clone. That's the only reason anyone likes Marvel at this point, I feel.
Because of Marvel Rivals?
Yeah, because of Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, they just like, it's, and like Overwatch, it's only really good because people goon to the characters. But they literally went back into their models for Overwatch 2 to make their asses smaller, and that is a genuine travesty.
Awful. Do you see what they did to Tracer's butt? All right. Do you know how many children were sacrificed to that ass before they nerfed it?
Too many.
It's true. And the guy who did it at Blizzard broached out. He's gone. Can you believe this?
I mean, but then what was it like? Most of the people in like Ubisoft and other, like they were all fucking like run out because they actually had opinions. They didn't want to make fucking FIFA over again.
God, I fucking hate sports games, man.
It's bad.
Well, yeah, with sports games, they just kind of clone the year before and then just sort of update the rosters and maybe add a little, like a new storyline, or they like just tweak it just a little bit. Like 2K is horrible for that. Like all the NBA 2K games where it's a reskin of the last one. They barely add anything. In fact, they've just been taking away stuff.
Did you play a lot of wrestling games, Harper, growing up?
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Those Yuxco wrestling games were hardly like accurate to the on TV wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Those guys were if you did half the shit in that game in real life, those guys would be dead. And there's no stunt work behind it. A lot of the problems that I have with WWE 2K is that they're trying to make it too much like the in-ring product now. In the Yux games, you could jump off of buildings and elbow somebody and live.
Yeah.
That's what was cool about wrestling games. I remember there being one storyline in like WWE SmackDown versus Raw, the first one. So it was 2004, I think. No, it was SmackDown Shut Your Mouth for sure. And you pass Rikishi in the hallway. He's just like, "Hey man, do you have any morning rituals?" And I'm like, a kid, I'm like, "What's a morning ritual?" He's just like, "It's when you use the bathroom and make it real stinky." And I was a kid, so I thought that was really funny and everything. But can you imagine if Rikishi said that to you walking down the hallway?
Wait, was he actually voiced by Rikishi?
No, there was no voice. You think they could afford that back? No,
it was one of those B-roll voices or whatever you want to call it.
There's no voice. You read it on the screen, man. That's what you had.
Oh, that's
then.
So sad.
Yeah, well, that's what you had.
It's what you dealt with 20 years ago when media was good.
Yeah, when they had the divas on the WWE programs that were just like basically bimbos and porn stars, and they would just like show their tits and like fawn over the wrestlers, and it's just funny because that's like an intrinsic reflection of Vince McMahon's worldview. So that's how he thinks about women, and people still think he's like the greatest promoter of all time. Sasha, edit the sounds of footsteps and pissing in a urinal. I'll be right back.
Apparently, they're still married.
They are? Okay, I knew it. That would make more sense. She's in a.
They're married, but apparently separated as of last year. But they're.
No, it's like Succession, right? You don't get the divorce because it's too messy. You just sort of like you go like, I know he's been cheating this whole time, but I'm also a billionaire now, and I'll fuck
I
his
know he's
wife
been
up.
trafficking women, but this divorce is messy. If you have kids and listening to this podcast, I'm sorry. One.
What are we apologizing for now?
If you have kids and you listen to this podcast, and also that Lyndon McMahon is the head of the Department of Education, and I don't think your teachers are going to be teaching the elbow drop, but
if you're a kid that somehow wandered in to listen to the podcast, hey there, Tiger. You're not supposed to be here.
Hey there, sport. Your mom and I, we're just having a good time down here. How about you go upstairs?
We're just testing out
upstairs.
the bed. Yeah,
we're just testing it out. We're just, how
making
you
sure
like to jump up and down on the bed a lot? Well, your mom and I like doing that sometimes too.
Why are we naked? No, we're not naked. Isn't that right, hon? Isn't that right, Trish? Yeah.
Here, let's get you some warm milk and get you back in bed.
What's your favorite TV show? Oh, is it on right now?
It was Bluey? You love Bluey? You know there's a 24-hour Bluey streaming service on Pluto TV.
Another thing that I think that is a reason that media is not so good no more is we don't respect kids' intelligence.
I actually do agree.
Oh,
when you make
I
kids
actually
happy.
very much agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone can kind of get back behind it. And I think it's a kind of partly a reaction to like parents being like, oh, why is my kid watching shows about, fucking whatever dark shit that's on this week?
Yeah, they're watching 2-hour-long exposés on YouTube about Ted Bundy.
It's actually, I've been watching a lot of documentaries lately. I've been really into Werner Herzog documentaries, and they're so fucking good.
Yeah.
This goes nowhere, but it's good as shit. Right? It's just like, and the penguin, it walks into the mountains ahead as
My
it is
ass
mad.
sore from sitting on this seat, Mr. Potter. Malcolm, do you
Snape.
have a bad piece of...
That's not Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
That's fucking Snape.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did an Alan Rickman. Great
Yes,
Alan Rickman.
I can only
by the
do a
way.
couple of impressions, all right? You got to leave me alone.
See, when our director instructed us that if we had brought the penguin back, it would run away again and die like a
Herzog.
dumb loser.
Mr. Herzog, who said you could leave our marital bed while I was wearing
Alan
my
Rickman and
special
Werner Herzog are having
panties.
gay sex.
Yes,
I have
yes.
panties with a heart-shaped hole over my ass.
Over my rear buttocks.
Mr. Delilah.
What? I don't want anything to do with Werner Herzog and Alan Rickman's marital bed.
I need you to slam your meat rod against my prostate, Mr. Delilah. Malcolm, is there a piece of media that's bad, but you love it anyway?
Yeah. I feel like there's a few movies that I'm like, I love more because they're bad. I think a recent example is I really love that movie Trap, the M. Night Shyamalan one. I've watched that about 3
It is
times
bad.
now. It's bad, but it's fine.
What makes you like it?
I think it's, first of all, Josh Hartnett's performance in that movie is so over the top.
Yeah,
But he
it is.
like does it in all the right moments that it's so funny. There's also just scenes in it where like M. Night Shyamalan's in the movie. He plays his daughter's uncle, but like has this explanation in the movie. He basically is like, hey, yeah, I'm Lady Raven, who's like the lead, like the singer that the whole movie is about a serial killer who's like trying to get caught
Trapped.
at trapped at this concert.
At a live show for Lady Gaga stand-in.
He talks to Josh Hartnett's character and he's like, yeah, I'm Lady Raven's uncle. I'm her mother's brother. That's how I'm her uncle. And I go, why have that? Why do you need that explanation?
That's so strange.
First of all, we all know that you're her actual real life dad. So why take these
Why
steps
can't
to
you
be
just
like,
be her dad, who's also her manager? Like, what the fuck?
Be something funny to say after every time he talks about it, just like, I'm also, by the way, her mother's brother, which makes me her uncle.
Yes.
yeah, which is all premised by like people going like all around Josh Hartnett's character. He's as a firefighter, and they go, "You're a firefighter. That means you just know stuff, right?" And I'm just like, "What is this? What is this dialogue?"
It's a fucking horror movie written like The Lobster.
Oh yeah, it's and then like when like the second half of the movie occurs when they like get out of the concert, it's just like you're like, what? Like there's this whole pie scene, and he takes his shirt off, and he's just like, "I'll eat the pie," and you're like, "Why am I watching this?" But it's so engaging, and also the Kid Cudi plays the thinker, and it's just like hitting on him. And there's a moment where you're like, is Josh Hartnett gonna have gay sex with Kid Cudi to like escape the concert? Like, is that what's gonna?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, I want that. So it's like stuff like that.
If he didn't do that, he's a coward.
Exactly, he is. I have to admit, he is. I was like, you had a great opportunity here. Just there's a guy at the he befriends Josh Hartnett befriends who's selling T-shirts, and he like goes and he's like Josh Hartnett's like, hey guy, what's going on? Like, why is like all these cops here? And they're like, the guy's just like, You know the butcher? Yeah, you know that crazy motherfucker that chops people up? Well, they say that he's here right now, and this is all a trap for him. Also, my buddy, he found like a body like of one of the butcher's victims and like showed me video, and I'm just gonna show it to you now. And I'm just
Jesus
like, what
Christ.
is this? So I love that.
Hey guy, you asked me a conversation about how this whole event's kind of shaken out. Here's a snuff video.
Yeah, there's a great movie that's like
Jesus.
not well known, but it's called Alien Private Eye, another amazing like shit movie that was done in like the 80s but not released until the 90s. That's just like incredible. And then also, I mean, I love movies like Face Off. Like, I just want more of that.
Face
Like,
Off's great. Everyone loves Face Off. There's a lot of Columbo episodes like that.
I want that more. So like that's my plea to Hollywood. If you want more like sincerity, I want more people. I want to allow one actor, not more than one actor. I want to allow multiple actors to go full Nick Cage. Let Jake Gyllenhaal go crazy.
Jake Gyllenhaal's had some good crazy roles.
But I want him to go crazy bad. Like I want, like if he was like insane in the Roadhouse movie, that movie would be better for
It's true.
us.
It was I remember watching that movie with you. It was not good.
Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast.
I'm sure we had with the AI Post Malone.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of Roadhouse and Conor McGregor in that movie, is he like converting to Mormonism or something? Have you seen this guy this last few days? He was leading a BYU chant at a basketball game or something, and he was in a church like shaking hands with some pontifical authorities. All right, it's weird that McGregor would be a BYU fan of all places. Okay, but all the places in the world, it's Utah. He's leading the chant.
Led a BYU chant. What the fuck?
He's in those fucking disgusting sham churches, shaking hands with traffickers and shit in disguise as clergymen. And I really
might have to cut that.
Oh, come on, it's true. We can say whatever about
Harper.
I just found it, so I just looked it up because I wanted to see this footage of like the BYU channel and like why he's there. There's a whole subreddit just called r/Utah influencer drama.
Oh.
Who was caught derfing who?
Harper, you need to infiltrate that subreddit.
No, they know me too well. I can't get in there.
They know you're razzing the Utah hockey club too
the
much.
clubbers, as they call themselves. The clubbers, they know of me. I'm friends with some clubbers, and you know who you are. You're great people. Other clubbers pursue me while I discover they make racist remarks in public and call women of color horrible things that
this
I
is
won't even
something
repeat
they
on
do.
air.
We just want to make
They do,
make
not
that
us,
abundantly
not us.
clear.
Conor McGregor leads a BYU chant, and it sets the wheels in motion. It gets the almonds activated.
It begs a lot of questions. He's basically doing the same thing that Michael Phelps did when I was at ASU, when you just shows up and fucks girls at the game.
No way. Conor McGregor. Okay, yeah. If you're gonna break your Mormon
I
chastity,
thought Michael Phelps went to ASU. Like, didn't he actually go there? Or
Yeah,
no?
but he was also like an honorary guy who they just sort of paid to show up at
Honorary guy.
games.
That's right. I love
He
the
was like,
phrase an
I think
honorary
his
guy.
technical term was he was just like a culture representative or something, like a culture rep. But he would just show up at games and just like with his 12-foot fucking arm reach and go like, ah!
I'll tell you who's the culture rep for ASU right now. It's Cam fucking Scattaboo, okay? He's in a game against the toughest opponent we faced of the year, pukes on the sideline, rallies, scores a touchdown. He's incredible. That is ASU, baby. Puking and coming back to the table to sink that last cup and make the guys on the other end do a shot.
And it's also, you know what else is ASU? It's that one girl who was posting porn in an ASU sweater.
ASU.
ASU. And then people just like fucking full on Shia LaBeouf with the flag thing, finding out who the fuck, what her dorm is, where she is.
Forks up, baby. Forks up, ASU. Never change.
Forks out for the ASU. You are a terrible school.
There's more coke flowing through ASU locker rooms than in Columbia, baby. Forks up. We love you. It's a hockey school, by the way.
It is very much a hockey school. I almost got into a fight with a hockey guy one time.
It wasn't Potter, was it? Anyway.
No. I actually I cannot remember who it was. for the life of me. I think he might not have even gone professional.
If you played D1 hockey at ASU and almost got in a fight with a skinny fellow at the bar, probably reading some sort of huge overwritten book.
Just at the bar, at the Vine, on fucking. He's not on. Yeah.
It's the only place I could get peace.
It's the only place I can sit and read Dostoevsky.
I knew it.
Everywhere else is so loud.
Was it really Dostoevsky? Were you really?
No, I don't fucking go with it.
I didn't know if you were engaging in pick-me behavior at bars. Okay.
I'm not engaging in the behavior that makes a woman at the bar go, "Oh, he must be mysterious or gay."
Yeah. Women, write us in. Is the guy reading Dostoevsky at the bar mysterious or gay? We'd love to hear it. Thank you. That's Seinfuck@gmail.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the next game. Next to Wait, Don't Tell Me. And what's my line anyway? Or whose line is it anyway? It is mysterious or gay.
I love this like world where it's just like, wait, what's that sound? Or what's that?
Wait, Don't Tell Me. It's a long running thing.
Yeah, it's a public radio quiz show. In the States.
That's a thing?
Yeah,
hosted by
don't
Peter
tell
Sagal.
me. It's a great show. It's very entertaining.
Who's Peter Sagal?
It actually is very good. It's got Bobcat Goldthwait's been on it.
I love Bobcat Goldthwait. He's the most
so
coke addicted man in the world.
He's so funny.
Oh, this is NPR? Okay.
NPR,
yeah.
I forget you guys don't. Do you get like a Triple J up there or something like that?
I don't think they get national public radio for America's national public radio.
No, for sure. But
Canada.
I was asking if they had like a Triple J NPR equivalent or something.
Is it CBC and like radio? Like CBC does. Yeah,
so
we do. We have a bunch of we have the debaters. And
it's just like a 24/7 broadcast of the sweater, the hockey sweater.
Okay. Now here's the challenge.
When I was a boy, my mom got me a hockey sweater, but it wasn't a Montreal Canadiens hockey sweater. It was a Toronto Maple Leafs sweater.
Well, in fairness, all the Quebecois people, they all are on their own radio station. So
when my friends, they see me, the referee called penalties on me for wearing a Toronto Maple Leafs hockey sweater. He says, go to the church and ask God to forgive you.
I had a French girlfriend. I cut this, Sasha, if I've said it before, but I had a French girlfriend who, when the topic came up, like French from France, and the topic came up about French Canadian, this is her exact words. She said, "They sound retarded."
So it's like how people from the South sound to people up north.
It's true.
The French do despise it. They basically, the equivalent I'm always told is that Quebecois French is like Cajun English. Like it's like when you hear a Cajun person speak English, they're like,
it's not really English. It's just French.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for them Montreal Gators.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah. It's like, oh, brother.
They'll come on down there. I say a webinar buffalo and a scrimp foe, and they don't know where they're going.
Little fucking tabernacle.
The tabernacle, man.
I got to eat my gator.
Yeah, I love tabernacle though. I wish I could use that as like a curse word, but
and have anyone understand what you're fucking trying to say. Yeah,
well, I'm not French enough. Is that if I had a French accent and said tabernacle, people would be like, "Oh, he's so upset." But if I say it now, they're just like, "The fuck is this guy role playing?" You know, they're not going to do anything about it. Well, what were we on about? National Public Radio?
Yeah, we were talking radio. But I was going to say I went fishing last week. First time
we ever use this. I'm just kidding.
Oh, wow.
I'm just fucking with you.
Let him talk about the fucking huge fish he caught.
Yeah, I caught a big fish. I ate it this week. It was great. I went across the Georgia Strait in the middle of January in a little fishing boat to go visit my brother on the island, which is insane. It's an insane chain of events.
Where he hunts wolves for sport.
Hey, I just want to say what you two did on that island is sick.
You went on that cursed island.
It is kind of a cursed island.
Scooby-Doo and the zombie island.
How come the fish you caught and ate had man arms?
Because it's a Scientologist island.
Oh no!
Had human arms on that fish.
Yeah, it was the island of Dr. Moreau. That's unfortunately where I was.
Malcolm here with them old ass references.
At least you weren't on the island of Dr. Epstein.
Oldie but a goodie.
They call it. You can say it's Epstein's island, but it's really Dr. Moreau's island. Those fish with arms, them 17 years old.
Imagine that you're just like they released the files finally, Malcolm. We're flipping through it, just like, no, this can't be right. This can't be. It's right there on the 13th page. Malcolm McLeod. He's right there.
It's right there.
On the little black
He's on the
book.
logs.
He's on the logs. Malcolm. Why?
Yeah.
How could you? And there's a picture of him, and he's like squat posing with
He's
these
squat
out
posing
in
with
front
Epstein.
of fucking Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, I'm doing Gangnam Style.
Oh, it was the So,
Yeah.
what kind of fish did you catch?
I caught a Chinook salmon. It was, I don't know. It was like 70 centimeters long. So I don't know how like many feet that is, but
Scenic, like the dune.
That's
Dune
fairly
thing,
big.
or-
That's a big fucking fish, actually.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, no, Chinook salmon. It's like it's a type of Pacific basically a Pacific Ocean salmon.
Good for you.
That's a 2.25 feet. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was a
Very
massive
nice.
one. And then we caught another one that was just a little smaller than that, about 65 centimeters. So but yeah, no, it was crazy. I want to say this right now. I haven't been fishing since I was a kid. I don't know when the last time you two have gone fishing.
Last year, I went did charter boat fishing with my brother and my dad. It's very fun.
Nice. Did you also go on the ocean, or were you at like a lake?
I was at the ocean. Yeah.
Oh shit! It's a different beast.
About a
on the
month ago.
ocean. A month ago, you went.
About a month ago, I went out in there and I decided that I would go fishing by myself because no one wanted to go with me. And I tied a cinder block to my ankle and thought about jumping in, but
Oh,
Okay,
Jesus Christ.
You didn't even go fishing.
no, I did. I did go fishing. I didn't catch anything, but
You should have
Oh.
hit me up, Harper. I would have gone with you. We could have
you were
shared
not
a
in the
cinder block
state.
together.
you were not in the state like when
Yeah.
I went fishing.
It seems like we got to do a Seinfuck fishing experience, and then we'll record on the boat.
I was actually really upset about it. I really was. I was driving there. I was like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I spent all this money and no one wanted to come. And I was listening to Motown on the way over, and Ooh Ooh Child comes on. And I really did feel like things were going to get easier. And I really did feel like things would get brighter.
Fishing is incredibly therapeutic. I'd say that.
It would be more therapeutic if the crappies bit, but it is what it is.
Hey, you know what, Harper? Next time, you, me, Malcolm, we're gonna fish like fucking kings.
Someday, yeah. Put it
Things
together.
are gonna
get
get
it all
easier.
done.
Someday,
things will get brighter.
we're gonna go fishing. Someday, we're gonna catch a fish on a rock.
No, I was gonna say it was fun. It was a fun thing, but I did the mistake. I hadn't been on a boat in a very long time, a small boat, and then we were going between like mainland Vancouver and like the island. And I made the mistake of the night before being like, I'm going to read up on every sunken boat that's happened in the Georgia Strait.
You're a fucking dumbass.
pretty
Why
funny.
the fuck would
I
you
was
do that?
I got to figure out the survival rates, and guess what? More survivors than deaths. All right, more survivors than deaths.
Yes. I mean,
Event,
you only
yeah.
should really do that if you're like, I'm gonna go find some sunken treasure.
Yeah. Also, a lot of them were like on the other side of the island, so like more into the Pacific Ocean, not the strait itself. So, but I wanted to say that don't do that. I did that. I don't know why. The water crystal clear. Thrasher's Bay, perfect. It was a great experience. So I just wanted to. I don't know. And I ate it. The freshest fish. Wow. All right.
Awesome. Well, we have a user submission. This is a submission from someone who would like to be known as Greg, aka the Truth Teller.
Hi, Greg.
Hey, Greg. I'm not going to call you by your nickname.
That's not a nickname. Your nickname's supposed to be small there. That's a pseudonym. Their song recommendation is Emptiness Machine by Linkin Park.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
sure.
Boo,
Kinda
boring.
not that surprising. Okay, so they say, me and a couple of my friends have been listening to your podcast for a few months now, and we've come to some conclusions, and I want to know if you agree or disagree. First, Harper appears to be the funniest, but he hides behind Twitter jokes and Reddit memes to avoid talking about himself. Malcolm appears to be the goofiest one with fun one-liners and buttons, but that masks the fact that Malcolm's had the most fucked up life. And
He's had it easy. He's had it fucking easy, pal.
Let me finish.
All right.
And Robert's got a lot of repressed gay energy and wishes he had Malcolm's darkness and Harper's ability to run away from talking about himself. Is this accurate or are we full of shit? Love, some fans from Buttfuck Nowhere.
Hey, Buttfuck Nowhere, guys.
Hey, guys. Hey, Greg.
First of all, appreciate you listening. We love all of our listeners, especially the ones that make poignant critiques on our personalities with salient commentary.
Our completely fake personalities that we parade on a podcast.
Here's the thing, guy. You poke and you prod and you want to find out anything about me. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There ain't nothing there, pal. Ain't nothing there. I've worn the mask so long that there's nothing underneath it anymore. All right,
I am the mask.
This is me, and if you take it off and you get my genuine opinion on things, I'm just gonna look like an asshole. And anyone who finds out that I am not this like happy-go-lucky, this jokey little guy, they don't like me no more. All right, so I don't do it.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's something I feel very strongly in the fact that if I, whatever gay energy fucking punching bag that I have been sometimes on this podcast and off.
I've asked Robert to fuck me in the ass and he told me no, so.
I have. I drew a line. I said, Harper, our friendship is too important.
He wouldn't give me a reach
What
around.
about the friendship? What about the friendship?
Hey, if I've got a lot of gay energy, I'm sorry. If that's something that offends you.
I don't think that's offensive.
Also, it's also like intrinsic that someone with a lot of gay energy doesn't know they have a lot of gay energy. It's something they're exclusively told. I don't fucking
I don't
know.
think you have a lot of gay energy is the thing. I think
I fuck too many women.
Exactly.
I'm not gay.
And then for me, I have
relationships with women.
I have relationships with women. I have sex with men.
The sex with men.
That's good. I love that.
No,
Classic SVU line.
I think at the end of the day, I'd say that I make myself a easy target of punching bag because this is a comedy podcast, and the idea of me being a hard ass when anyone ever brings up something terrible about me is, wouldn't make for good listening.
Yeah, and you can't be the straight man based on the comments of the readers.
Hell no, brother.
Well, Malcolm, what do you think about what they had to say about you anyway?
I don't know. I'm honestly disappointed. I felt like they got you two.
They softballed you, Malcolm.
They softballed me in a way that's offensive. I got to be honest. I'm like, I wanted to hear a little bit more truth. But yeah, I'm like, they're like, oh, Malcolm's softy. He's got this fucked up life. I got to take it easy on him. But I don't even think that's true necessarily.
Malcolm hasn't seen half the bodies I had, okay?
I've seen at least 4 people die.
So no, I'm sitting here going like, I guess it's true that I probably have I've told the most fucked up stories about my like childhood and growing up, but I don't know.
I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, I
said
guess.
childhood.
You talked a lot about
childhood. I guess teenagehood.
Oh, that's true. That one about your mom doing the Smashing Pumpkins thing was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it's pretty
I thought it was funnier than
it's pretty
anything.
fucked up.
But
also,
funny.
this kind of implies, he's got funny. It says you have the goofiest one, fun one-liners and buttons, which you do like your one-liners and buttons, but I don't like. For the bits that talk about you don't mask the fact that you have a very fucked up life.
Did
You
Malcolm
talk
write
about
this?
it on the podcast, so it doesn't really make sense
It'd be
to
kind
me.
of funny if Malcolm did write this. He's just like, I think Robert's repressing homosexuality.
I wish Robert would just shut up and kiss me already.
I think Harper's hiding his complexities, and I think Malcolm is dark and mysterious, and he's probably the best jokester of you.
He's got the most vril.
Yeah, he's also the tallest and sexiest.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think?
No, I would have done it like that. I'd been like, Malcolm's the best one, and was like, why do you agree, disagree? Also, I wouldn't name myself. My pseudonym wouldn't be Greg, aka the Truth Teller. Like
The
fuck
Truth
that.
Teller.
The Truth Teller.
Like,
It's also known that Greg is a conglomeration of people based on that submission.
Yeah, this seems like it's a guy who's writing in for a collective group of friends.
Yeah.
We appreciate you nonetheless. And if you guys want to follow up, we would love to hear it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Go on.
I think that would be great. But yeah, I will say, I think for me, someone write in and tell the fucking truth? Like, if you're the truth teller, then tell the truth about me. I feel like
he's not telling truths. He's just asking our opinions on his observations.
I would love to know what you think that I could be talking about concerning myself. I'd be happy to share whatever trauma that I could possibly do with you. I feel
you
like
talk about your dad all the time. That's probably the most fucked up bit of your life. How is that hiding behind Reddit memes or what the fuck?
I don't know. I don't actually use Reddit all that much. If I use Reddit, it's to look at the Phoenix subreddit because I think that it's a really funny place. Like, there's people on there that complain about the stuff that I go through, and I appreciate it, but there's also people just like, someone bought ad space to shame someone who dined and dashed, you know what I mean? Like,
that is such a waste of fucking time.
Love that.
It's petty.
I love that.
That's people out here.
Yeah, the Vancouver subreddit's split into two. There's like r/Vancouver and then r/nice Vancouver, where like basically they were like, we're gonna be the less mean version.
And then I'm sure it's even more toxic because that's what toxic positivity gets you.
Keep praising me, baby. I'm give me those softballs.
You're gold. You got no flaws.
Phil Malcolm, his smile is wonderful. He's got green energy, green like money. That's right.
I mean, they did say you were the funniest, Harper. I mean, that's not.
I appreciate it. It's not like I don't appreciate it.
I think everyone will agree.
I just don't appreciate being seen on that level.
Yeah,
just don't appreciate the responsibility
where I apparently
that comes
avoid
with
talking about myself. I do avoid talking about myself.
Someone finds something you said and it was already on Reddit. They go, oh.
That's possible. And I spend a lot of time on Twitter. I do find a lot of jokes from Twitter. It is what it is.
That's fair.
That's fair.
But I've gotten criticized from getting my humor from other websites, so I don't know what I'm supposed. I am my surroundings.
You can't win anything, Harper. You're in the landscape of public opinion will always offend somebody, so might as well exist. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I have Costco pizza waiting for me in the kitchen, and I have been salivating. Waiting for that.
Costco,
no chicken bake, I noticed. No
yeah,
chicken bake.
Yeah. How many booms do you give that?
I give it 5 booms.
Well, do the booms. We're waiting.
No.
Do the booms.
Boom.
1.
Boom.
2. That's good.
Boom.
Yeah. 2 more. Come on. Finish it. You live another day.
Time goes on, ladies and gentlemen, and Costco pizza is getting fucking colder.
Yeah, I'm gonna